2008 was our first 100 for 100 event, and the philosophy was, how can I interact with children, how can I financially support children, and how can I get a real hands-on experience with that. So in 2008 we had our first event in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and it was overwhelming.
Well, the holidays are obviously a great time for kids, but in these hard economic times it's getting difficult for families to celebrate. As WBZ's Paul Burton shows us, 100 lucky kids got to celebrate early thanks to a local businessman.
If you all want to grab a t-shirt.
Christmas came early at Dick's Sporting Goods in Plymouth.
Pretty cool, huh?
Kids got ice skates and ripsticks, jackets, and toy guns, all free, thanks to the Joyal Capital Management Foundation called 100 for 100.
I think it's important in good times to help out, but more importantly in bad times, and it's nice to see the kids' expression.
These tough economic times have really put a strain on families, so Gary Joyal offered 100 families $100 gift cards so they could go on a shopping spree.
I wanted to get maybe like a jersey or something.
Nice. And what are you going to get today?
A North Face and a hat that matches.
In order to qualify for 100 for 100, each family had to write an essay explaining their story. And each one of these stories is very compelling.
The Cash family are here because of their 9-year-old daughter, Olivia. They wrote a powerful essay about her incredible fight against leukemia. Unfortunately, she passed away last month.
Olivia loved to go shopping with them, and you know, for them to have this opportunity, they've been looking forward to it.
14-year-old Ariana misses her baby sister, but also cries tears of joy.
Are you enjoying this day?
Yeah,
Why do you love it so much?
because we have the chance that a lot of other people don't have.
11-year-old Zach couldn't wait to pick out his gift.
You going to open this right away? You're not waiting for Christmas, are you?
No.
No.
You guys did a great job today, okay? Enjoy.
100 holiday wishes come true. In Plymouth, Paul Burton, WBZ News.
Gary Joyal says he hopes to expand 100 for 100 next year and reach out to more families in New Hampshire and Philadelphia.
In this current year, we've been able to expand that to now 7 events in 7 separate states. And we'll be able to touch more than 1,100 children this year.
For me as a father, it's just to see my kids have this opportunity to get some things that they really wanted is a great thing.
Oh man, it was awesome. Like, I really enjoy it. I can't believe it. Like, it's early Christmas for me. I got all kinds of stuff.
It was exciting. I think on the way here we talked about it. We said, I said, geez, Andre, what would you like to pick out? And of course, baseball is close to his heart. So he definitely wanted a new bat, so we get to do that. So I think there's a meaning behind it. Every time he gets to hit a home run with that bat, he says, this is the bat that I got then, So I just think that that's wonderful.
The mission of the foundation is to interact with children. We're not looking for folks to say, where do I send a check? We're looking for folks to participate and volunteer their time, not only with themselves, but with their children so that they can experience the interaction of the foundation.
It was a leap of faith. We saw something that happened, we believed in it, and we all worked very hard to get it done. I had one little girl who spent $9.99 on herself, and the rest of the money she used to buy gifts for her family, for her mother, her father, and her brother, just so they would have a Christmas. And we kept talking to her. I said, geez, do you really want to, can't you get something for yourself? She goes, no, this is more important to me. I glanced at my wife. I said, we did a really good thing today for a lot of kids. And she said, we really did touch a lot of people. It was a great event.
A Boston-based foundation has made it possible for hundreds of children throughout the Northeast to get Christmas gifts this year. And tonight, the group stopped right here on Long Island. 11-year-old Jessica Maldonado bought new basketball sneakers, a sweatshirt, and shorts tonight at Dick's Sporting Goods in the Roosevelt Field Mall. She was one of more than 100 kids who received $100 gift cards to the store through the 100 for 100 charity event.
I'm shopping here for my basketball stuff because I really need them to play basketball, and I really needed shoes, and without this my mom would have to pay for it by herself.
The 100 for 100 event was started by Gary Joyal. Joyal is the director of Joyal Capital Management Foundation, which is all about interactive charity.
As good as it is to send in checks, what we like folks to do is get involved with the community, involved with the children, and each part of our foundation focuses on that interactivity.
Every child that got a gift card tonight was nominated by someone who wrote to the foundation explaining why they deserve the money. The volunteers with the foundation brought their own children to help out with the event and to bond with the kids.
We asked them to read their stories and learn a little bit about the children and understand how fortunate we all are in this world. And I think my kid particularly and all my friends' kids are getting a kick out of this tonight, and it's really true to their heart.
The 100 for 100 charity event started last year in Boston with just 100 children receiving gift cards. This year the group is doing the charity at 7 stores in different states, and even more stores have signed up for next year. Joyal says his goal is to one day have this be a nationwide event.
Boy, what a great idea, and
yes,
of course it shows the need out there by the way it's expanding.
Absolutely.
Great name too, 100 for 100.
I loved it.
Very
It was
catchy.
a great event. All the kids were very grateful.
The lives that it's touched, the stories that have come from this, the experiences are just something that really makes you feel proud to be associated with the program.
Through life, you try to help out here and there and do what you can do. But this is really something special. You laugh, you cry. I mean, you know, the hair on the back of your head stands up. You got goosebumps going on. It's just a tremendous, tremendous thing to experience. I think that this will be, at the end of the day, probably one of the things that make me most proud, because I think we are going to affect a lot of lives and do a lot of good.
We took a little bit of a different approach in the Richmond, Virginia event. I brought in my son, who's a 16-year-old sophomore in high school, and some of his friends that he later brought into the program. We actually put on a group event, if you will, around the 100 for 100 this year in Richmond called the Saints for 100 for 100.
New at 11, some local children are helping other kids have a very Merry Christmas.
I got a pool stick, a small basketball, and I got about 3 or 4 shirts.
100 children went on a shopping spree at Dick's Sporting Goods at Short Pump Town Center tonight. They were nominated by members of the community who wrote letters about them to a program called 100 for 100. The kids shopped with a group of students from St. Christopher School who raised the money for the event.
The concept of interactive giving and getting other folks involved and from the community, whether it be sponsors, volunteers, or even the volunteers' children, it takes my mission and spreads it throughout.
It can make a difference, you know, just anything that you can do to help others, especially in these times, so much that we're lucky enough to have. It's, you know, a great thing that you can help other people.
If you'd like to help, log on to 100for100.com.
There was one particular incident I remember quite well where a young lady had come in. One of the boys who was helping to organize it at St. Christopher's took her around to shop. She wanted to have a bicycle. She'd never had a bike in her life. She was probably 7 years old. And around the corner came the two of them, and she was on this little bike, a $49 bike that Dick's had nicely marked down and made available to her, a beautiful pink bike. She was sitting on this bike and she literally had tears coming down her face. That's just hard to replace in terms of the impact it has on you, just the wonderful things that it has done for the community and the attention that it's brought and the reinforcement for these young people, you know, to carry that on the rest of their lives. That's a wonderful experience.
For people who want to volunteer, who want to help someone that is not as fortunate as they are, it's just, I mean, it's just the perfect time of year and the perfect way to do that. And yet simplistic, you know, the 100 for 100 is just, you can touch so many people's lives, you know, with not a whole lot of money in the process. Our lives sometimes can be so fast-paced and so just lose perspective of what really is important. And when you see kids smile and you see how happy they are, it's very, very special.